we did that question number 8. Now 9. The sum of n terms of two arithmetic progressions are in the ratio 5n plus 4 is to 9n plus 6. See here, sum of n terms of two different APs are given. Naturally, if two different APs are there, their first term will be different and also common difference also may be different. The first term and common difference are different. So in all such cases, if they are mentioning about two different cases, then we have to use different nomenclature. Means we cannot use A as the first term of the first term and second term. So instead of using A1 and A2, we will do one thing. Question number 9, we have two different APs. So for AP1, we take it as A and B. Whereas for AP2, we take it as A and B. So right, let's the first term and common difference. Let the first term and common difference. Let the first term and common difference of AP1 are capital A and capital D. Let the first term and common difference of AP1 are capital A and capital D, and that of AP2 small a and small b. So these are now listen. Now what is given? The ratio of sum of n terms of these two. That means Sn1 by Sn2. This Sn1 stands for sum of n terms of AP1 and Sn2 stands for sum of n terms of AP2. That is given as 5n plus 4 by 9n plus. This is given. Now see, Sn1 means, using the formula, it is n by 2n plus n minus 1 into d divided by n by 2n plus n minus 1 into d. This is given as 5n plus 4 by 9n plus 6. See that in numerator we use capital A and capital D, whereas in denominator we use small a and small d. Why? Because numerator, that is sum of n terms of AP1. And for AP1 we took the first term as capital A and common difference as capital D. That is why in that formula we use capital A and capital D. Whereas denominator, that is of AP2, in AP2 small letter A and D. Again, we used A and D differently, but N we use the same N. Why? Why didn't we use, or why don't we use capital N and small n here? The reason, N stands for the number of terms, and for both the terms, the number of terms remain the same. For example, sum of 10 terms of AP1 and AP2. Sum of 10 terms means this n will remain 10 for AP1 as well as AP2, whereas the first term and common difference are different. Exactly see, sum of n terms of these two different APs. So the first term and common difference is different, whereas the number of terms n became same. N remains the same. Here, what can be done? This n by 2 can be cancelled. from both numerator and denominator, n by 2 can be cancelled. Left out, we got 2n plus n minus 1 into d by 2n plus n minus 1 into d. This is 5n plus 4 by 9 plus 6. Now listen to it. See, so we reached this step. We reached this step. Again, if you are in, this is what we discussed in that group also. Now, thing is, now see, for again another one. Now the thing is, if you keep on coming this way, then we cannot take classes. Only thing is, I have to see who is there in waiting room, and this is why in between, whenever I get a gap, I will see the waiting room, and 4 or 5 students will be there. I used to admit them, everyone. And if you are waiting for 1 minute, then you keep on writing, and the funny thing is, you will complain. You are making a complaint. Sir didn't let me in. Yesterday, one of the parents also called. This is what we got. Now, we reach this one. Actually, what we need to find, don't do it now, just see this one. We need to find the ratio of 18 terms. So our aim is to find A18 by A18. This capital A18 stand for the 18th term of AP1. Small letter A18 stand for 18th. Yes. Small letter A18 stand for the 18th term of AP2. Now A18 we know it is A plus 17D. This A18 is A plus 17D. Small letter C, I give you this equation number 2. That's it. So our aim is to find this ratio. That means A plus 17D, A plus 17D. This is our required thing. Now see here. 2A plus A minus 1D, 2A plus. See that here, in the required thing, the coefficient of A is 1. In this required formula, we need the coefficient of A as 1. Whereas here, coefficient of A is 2. So to make it same, what we do? Dividing by 2. Means we are dividing numerator and denominator. We know that in a fraction, we can divide both numerator and denominator by the same number. So if I am dividing by 2, A plus n minus 1 by 2d by A plus n minus 1 by 2 into d. This is 5n plus 4 by 9n plus 6, equation number 1. Again, the thing to remember, why did we do so? Why did we divide both numerator and denominator by 2? The reason, our required thing, we need to find this one. In our required formula, the coefficient of A is 1. That is why in this result, to make this coefficient of A as 1, we divided by 2. Again, division. Dividing numerator and denominator in a fraction, we can divide numerator and denominator by the same number. Dividing by the same number means we have to divide each and every term. That is why we divided first term and second term of both numerator and denominator. No need of dividing right hand side, because in this fraction In the same fraction, we can divide numerator and denominator by the same number. Why did we divide it? So that the coefficient of these two a became same. Now, if you are comparing this 1 and 2, comparing 1 and 2, comparing 1 and 2, see that here plus we have a coefficient of d. This coefficient of d, what is this coefficient of d? N minus 1 by 2. If this n minus 1 by 2 was 17, if this n minus 1 by 2 is 17, that means in place of this one, if you are getting 17, in place of this n minus 1 by 2, if we get 17, then we get the required thing. That is what we require. We require this n minus 1 by 2 to be 17. If we can get this n minus 1 by 2 as 17, then we get the required answer. So to get this n minus, that's why comparing. Comparing means we are equating this coefficients of t. Comparing n minus 1 by 2 is 17. This means n minus 1 is 17 into 2. N is 34 plus 1. N is 35. That means if n is 35, definitely n minus 1 by 2 becomes 17. Now substituting n is equal to 35 in equation number 1. See that definitely if you are substituting this n as 35 in equation number 1, n plus 35 minus 1 into b by n plus 35 minus 1 into t. We substitute the value of n as 35. So naturally, in right hand side also, we put n as 35. 6 into 9. 9 into 35 plus 6. We substitute n as 35 in this equation number 1. So what happened? If n is 35, 35 minus 1, 34 by 2 becomes 17b, which is our required thing. So to get our required formula, to get this required 17b, comparing 1 and 2, we found the value of n. If n is 35, we will get this as n plus 17b, which is the 18th term by a plus 17b. 35 5s up of 175 plus 4 by 350 plus 6. This is A18 by A18. 179 by 321. Therefore, the ratio of 18:10 is 179 is to 321. 179 is to 321. See the things to remember after writing this one. To find, we need to find this. From that we got it. This coefficient of a has to be 1. To make this coefficient of a as 1, we divided by 2. Then comparing 1 and 2, we got the idea. This coefficient of d, if this coefficient of d is 17, we get the required answer. To make this coefficient of d as 17, we equated this to, and we found if n, if you are substituting value of n as 35, if you are substituting value of n as 35, we will get the coefficient of d as 17, which is our required thing. Completed. It's a good question. Came several times. Even what worked example is there exactly same. I think worked example 6, I think. Yes. We have a worked example 6, exactly same type of question, same question. So from that example 6, or this question number 9, you can expect a question. Now, I hope you have completed. Ammar, you asked something, I didn't get it. What is your doubt? Khaja, we can bring 2 out in correct. Taking out 2 out means same as dividing by 2. Taking 2 out, common factor, cancelling, same as dividing by 2 on both numerator and denominator. Okay, we'll take the attendance. Yes, and one. Okay. One of you asked me about. That's a good question. So can't be SN1 5n plus 4. Okay, that's a good question. Yes, I hope you have completed. See, one of you asked a good question. I think it is Ammar. I think we wrote this one SN1 by SN2 as 5n plus 4. Then can be sum of n times of the first one can be Sn1 is equal to 5n plus 4 and Sn2 is equal to 9n plus 6. Is it possible? No. Why? For example, the ratio of age of father to son. The ratio of age of father to son is 2:1. The ratio of age of son to father is 1:2. That means the ratio of son by father is 1/2. Does it mean that age of son is 1 and age of father is 2? No. It is ratio of age. 30:60, 20:40. 20:40 is not possible. 20:40 is possible. It is 30:60, 35:70. That ratio is 1/2. So ratio is 1/2 doesn't mean that numerator is 1. Same thing. Ratio of this one doesn't mean that numerator is equal to numerator. Yes. Now coming to question number 10. Sum of p terms of an AP is equal to sum of q terms. Again, in all such questions, previously also we did a question similar to this one. Whenever the relation between 2 terms or 2 sums of the same AP is given, simplify that formula. Take all terms of A to left hand side, B to other side. That means get a relation between A and D. So here, question number 10. What is given? Sum of starting given sum of P terms to sum of Q terms. Sum of P terms of an AP is equal, not ratio. Sum of P terms is equal to sum of Q terms. Sum of P terms, SP is equal to SQ. Sum of P terms of an AP is equal to sum of Q terms. Find sum of P plus Q terms. In all such questions, previously also, whenever 2 terms are given, a relation between 2 terms are given, we write the formula, we get a relation between A and D. Exactly same. SP. The formula for SP is P by 2 starting P by 2, 2A plus P minus 1 into D is equal to Q by 2, 2A plus Q minus 1 into D. See that here we used A and D the same. Why did we use the same? Because it is the same AP. Whereas previous question, we didn't use the same A and B. The reason it was of 2 different APs. 2 different APs. Here same AP. What can be done? 2 and 2 can be cancelled. Now when we get all such questions, whenever we get a relation like this, the thing is, get a relation between A and D. That means keep all the terms of A in one side, D on the other side. Open the bracket. Opening bracket 2PA plus P into P minus 1 into D. P into P minus 1 is equal to 2QA Q into Q minus 1 into D. Our aim is to keep, see, basic simplification. Our aim is to keep all the terms of A to left hand side, terms of D to other side. Keep it. So terms of A, 2PA minus 2QA. Q into Q minus 1 into D minus P into P minus 1 into D. Here you can see 2A can be taken common. Here D can be taken common. So if you take 2A common, left out is P minus Q. If you take P common, Q minus 1 minus P minus 1. It is slightly lengthy, but see, it's easy. See the previous step and proceed. Simplification. Seeing the previous step, proceed. You'll get it. What can be done? Here, nothing can be done. Here, open the bracket. So 2A, P minus Q, D into Q square minus Q minus P square plus P. 2A, P minus Q, D into here, P minus Q. I'm writing P minus Q. P minus Q. Yes, Keshu, you're right. Same question you did in class 10. You did this in class 10. See, here also P, Q, P, Q. So this one, Q square minus P square. Instead of writing Q square minus P square, taking one minus sign out, write it in first P, then Q. See, if you open bracket, minus P square plus Q square. Same thing. P square minus Q square. P square minus Q square. Now, this one is 2A, P minus Q, D, P minus Q minus. We know that P square minus Q square is P minus Q, P plus Q. So we got 2A, P minus Q, D into, you can see this, P minus Q is common, P minus Q is common. I am taking that common factor P minus Q, D, and this common factor P minus Q is taken out. What is left out? This P minus Q is taken out, remaining is 1 minus of this P minus Q is taken out, remaining is P plus Q. You can see this P minus Q always cancel with pencil. P minus Q can be cancelled by cancelling a common factor to mention it is not 0 as P not equal to Q. P minus Q, we cancel P minus Q. From both sides because it is not 0. What is left out? 2A is equal to D into opening bracket 1 minus P minus Q. We got a relation between A and D. This question you did in class 10. See, that is nothing. In the question, it is given sum of P terms and sum of Q terms are equal. Directly, we put the formula. Our aim is to get the relation between A and D. That means, in simplification, take all terms of A to left-hand side, terms of D to right-hand side. That is what we did here. Then right-hand side, opening bracket, we arranged those terms in order. That is first P, then Q. Then by observing this, you have to make it a P minus Q. Again, Q square minus P square. We wrote it in reverse order. Why? So that P minus Q can be taken on common. We got relation in all such questions. Get the relation between A and D. Now we go to what's the question? Find sum of first P plus Q terms. Our aim is to find sum of P plus Q terms. Yes, P plus Q. By formula, Sn is n by 2. So by formula, this is P plus Q by 2. Because instead of n, replace it with P plus Q. 2a plus, instead of it, P plus Q minus 1 into A. This is what we need to find. Again, from 1, we know the value of 2a. So this is P plus Q by 2. The value of A is P into 1 minus P minus Q plus P plus Q minus 1 into B. Reason from 1 to A. Or from 1. Is equal to, simplified, P plus Q by 2, opening bracket D minus PD minus QD plus PD plus QD minus D. What happened? Minus D minus plus D minus D goes, minus PD plus PD goes, this goes P plus Q by 2 into 0. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. Slightly lengthy, but you did this question in class 10 of an extra question. Now see that this is question number 10. Before doing 11, we'll go to question number 12. Question number 12 also same time. Here, in this question, sum of P terms and sum of Q terms, they were equal. I hope you have completed. See that question number 12, instead of giving sum of two different terms equal, there the ratio of two terms were given. Again, the idea is same, basic idea is same. From the given thing, write the formula, get the relation between A and D. Then use that relation in our required thing. So start with question number 12. Question number 11 we will do later on, next period. Question number 12, what is given? Given Sn by Sn is n square by n square. Do it. Sum of ratio, sum of m and n terms. Ratio. See that here also it is the same AP. Since it is the same AP, we can use same A and D. On simplification, our idea is to get the relate, take all the terms of A to left hand side, all the terms of D to right hand side. That's the idea. So sum of m terms by formula m by 2, 2a plus a minus 1 into D by n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into D is equal to n square by n square. That is given. This 2 and 2 cancel. This m and square cancels. N and the square cancels. We can cancel from numerator and denominator of the same side, or numerator and numerator on both sides. So left out 2a plus n minus 1 into d, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, m by n. Again from this one, our idea is to take all terms of a to left hand side, all terms of d to other side. So cross multiply and simplify. Cross multiply. N 2a plus a minus 1 into d is equal to m 2a plus a minus 1 into d. See the previous step and proceed. That's all. See this previous step. Cross multiplication, only cross multiplication. All these methods of simplification you learned in lower classes. Opening bracket 2na plus n a minus 1 into d is equal to 2ma m a minus 1 into d. Simplification. Our idea is to take all terms of a to left hand side. 2na. See, basically, we are doing the same thing as the previous question. The same procedure. The same procedure. We keep all terms of a in left hand side. Terms of d. Okay. M into this is n minus. This is n minus. So m into, always see the previous step and proceed. M into 2a n minus 1. So m into n minus 1 into d minus n minus 1 into d. Taking common 2a n minus, here d is taken common, n minus 1 minus n minus 1. Is it? Again 2a n minus n d, open bracket, m minus, opening bracket, m minus n minus n plus n. Minus n into minus 1 is plus n. This m minus n both are same. Cancel. Two a n minus n. D, right hand side minus n plus n is same as n minus n. Can be cancelled. Why? N minus n not equal to 0 as n not equal to 0. Whenever you cancel a factor, make a habit of writing it is non-zero. Yes, Kada, you are right. We got 2a as b, equation number 1. Exactly same as the previous question. Previously also we got a and b. We got the value of 2a. Here also we are getting the value of 2a. Now what to do? Write the required thing, and in that required thing substitute the value of 2a. What is required? The question shows the ratio of m. So define the ratio of a by a. The question is defined ratio of m and n the test. A means a plus a minus 1 into b. A means a plus a minus 1 into b. Here we can put the value of d. Put the value of d. A plus a minus 1 into 2a. A plus n minus 1 into 2a. Reason from 1, d is equal to 2. Now open the bracket, take a out, we get the answer. That is a plus 2na minus 2a, a plus 2na minus 2a. This is 2na minus a, because a minus 2a is minus a. 2na minus a. Take a out, we get the answer. A into 2n minus 1, a into 2n minus 1. A cancels. Therefore, am is to an is 2n minus 1 is to 2n minus 1. See, both these questions we did last. Whenever if a given relation is there in the question, we run the formula and we are getting the relation between A and D. Simplification. That's the basic idea. Get the relation between A and D. Then make use of that in the required thing. In all such questions, whatever it may be, the same procedure. We have one more period, last period. I hope you have completed. Anything else? I think you have completed. I took 2 minutes extra. Okay, last period I will see whether I can leave you 2 minutes earlier. Still we are trailing back. I hope you have completed. Did you complete it? Yes. So see you in the last period.